Hello YouTube, this is EasyB with EasyB Tactical. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute, but I'm back posting again. Today we're going to answer a good question that many of us may have asked ourselves. Is it really cheaper to build your own rifle or buying a complete one already built? I'm going to use my latest build, although it's about 2-3 years old now already, and compare the different parts that I install on the rifle. We're going to do a price summarization of all my components, and then we're going to compare that to 3 other rifles you could purchase typically almost off the shelf, and then we'll answer the question, at least discuss the point of was it worth it. Let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, it's clear, weapon is clear and safe. Hopefully you can see pretty much. This was the last AR platform firearm that I put together. Before I go into the breakdown, my intentions were to build some kind of recce rifle, something that will allow me to engage from close to far and to practice a little bit of that transition from close engagement to long-term engagement. So this is what I came up with. I wanted something that was robust enough initially that could integrate a suppressor within the handguard. So my handguards are a little bit fatter than I usually like them, but I wanted something that was compact, not too heavy, and I was going to register it as an SBR. So this is what I put together. So let's talk about my build from front to back. And I have my little list here because there were quite a few components and it's been a minute. So, and I'll put on the screen somewhere the total prices of each part. So let's start. I had a Surefire Wacom 556 muzzle device. That's about 150 bucks, 152. I bought a Rosco Bloodline sauce barrel package. So it was the barrel with gas block and gas tube, all the components from Rosco. Very good quality. I really like that. That was about 300 bucks. I had my upper receiver, I believe is from Aero Precision. Yes, it's the upper M4 feed ram. It was an FDE package. I believe I had it on sale. It was about 130. My lower is an Aero Precision lower as well, which I put together about 90 bucks. It was on sale, so usually it's a little bit more than that, but let's say $90. I have a Geissele trigger. It's just 2 in there. I think that's about 220 something. Did I have a Geissele on this one? No, I believe I have a standard trigger that came with maybe a mil spec package from Aero Precision. That's what it is. I have a LaRue Tactical APG grip. That's about 15 bucks, I think. And I have a LaRue stock, the rat stock, that was around 125. I like it because it feels like a trigger when you adjust it, but it has a good cheek weld. And I wanted to try the LaRue. That was my first time buying a LaRue stock on a build, but not my first time using one, but first time buying one. My charging handle, a Radiant Raptor LC charging handle. I forgot the price of this one. Let's see what a Radiant Raptor cost. Maybe about 70, maybe 100 or 70 bucks, maybe. I also had a Rosco bolt charging group in there. That's another maybe 89 or 80 bucks. My handguard are from Midwest Industry. Yep. SP series 12.625 inches. SP12M. I think those are about $180. For optics, this is kind of the first time I try something a little more complex. I'm usually a red dot guy or a scope, and I'm not that good of a long distance shooter. I've reached my 1,000 feet and further, but I wouldn't call myself a ranger, a long range sniper or anything like that. Far from it. But I wanted to have a setup again for my close to long engagement. So I went with Primary Arms SLX, PA SLX 18 by 24, first focal point, ACSS reticle, think this was about 480. And then I have a Holosun on the side, which is the HS407C X2. And I think that one was about $245 or $250. So, and a set of magazines. So every time I build or acquire a rifle, because this was a build, of course, it didn't come with magazine, but I always buy a pack of three to five magazines for this rifle specifically. They end up being switched across my rifles, but with every AR platform, a minimum of 3 to 5 magazine is what I go for. So I'm not gonna count the mags for now. I did put a set of QD mounts from Midwest Industry on the hand guardrail. I'm not even gonna count that, but that's probably another $20 or $15. So right now, if my calculations are correct, we're looking at about $1,800. So $1,777.85, plus or minus $10, assuming the prices haven't changed. And keep in mind, I had some of those items on sale, especially the Aero Precision part. So that is my build. Oh, I did forget the Swamp Fox mount. The Swamp Fox mount was another, I believe, $40, maybe 50. I don't remember, but I think it's included to my total. But the Swamp Fox mount is the piece I did not mention until now. So let's set this aside. So for about $1,800, $2,000 if we want to adjust for inflation, or me forgetting a price somewhere, or downsizing, you know, be very conservative on the price, we're looking at a $1,900, $2,000 rifle. Very specifically, $1,800 for close to long engagement, including the scope and the red dot. Now, let's say you don't have $1,800 and you want to be more conservative. Let me set that rifle. This is an affordable price point. This is the IWI Zion 15, IWI Z15. Clear, unloaded, no magazine. This one specifically I borrowed for the video. Thanks LV for loaning your rifle. We're not gonna count the lights, but this one is, and I did a price point. This one is about $1,200, $1,180. If you consider that he put a LaRue stock on it, so he swapped the stock. He installed a red dot, X-Vision red dot on the rifle. He has a BCM foregrip that he added, and the complete rifle itself sells for around $935. I do know he swapped his charging handle with a Warhammer. I don't know how much those cost, maybe 70 to 100, maybe less. So let's do a plus or minus $70 for this charging handle. So you're looking at around $1,300. And of course, my pricing point, I forgot to mention, assuming taxes, my build will be $2,000. This one without taxes is about $1,200, $1,180. With taxes, you're looking at $1,277. So we have, let's say, $1,900, $1,200. You have a fully built complete rifle with the accessories, a red dot, your favorite choice of charging handle, your favorite stock, your favorite foregrip. And the IWI makes great components. The IWI Z15 is a very good rifle. It won't let you down. It's a very good basis for foundation for a proper or first timer AR. Let's look at something a little bit more fancy. Now we're gonna go fancy, and then we're gonna go next level fancy. So fancy. This is a pistol. The purist will probably appreciate this one. This is a marketing build out with on a War Sport lower. So there's a company called, I think, Kravac or Kravtek, I forgot, but anyway, they used to be a little bit popular. War Sport is one of the model of their receiver, or maybe it was called War Sport actually. So this is a War Sport receiver with a Magpul grip. I want to say SB Tactical stock. Yeah, SB Tactical pistol brace, sorry. And with a complete upper from Daniel Defense Mark 18. This is a little bit of an older model. This is a Mark 18 RS3, I believe, but it's got the Pro Amber sights from Magpul. It's got a BCM gunfighter, which I love BCM components, charging handle, and it has a EOTech EXP2 green reticle. A little older. This is a little older package, don't ding me, but it's a beast. It just still works like a tank. And of course, a surefire muzzle device for suppression. This is a good training tool, home defense, tactical, whatever you want to call it. But I think this package, you're looking at about $29.35 before taxes and $31.77 after taxes. Again, the lower was about 400 bucks. The DDM upper, they go for $1,520 right now, $1,520. The EOTech EXPS is about 800 bucks on this one. And then the Embers Pro sights are about 200 bucks total because it's around 120 and 118 and 94 or something. But you're looking at 200 bucks, and the muzzle device, well, that's a complete upper together. I'm not counting the QD mount point that were added there too. But so this package is around 3,000, 3,200, 3,000, 3,177 to be specific. So right now, let's keep tab. We have 1,800 about. We have 1,300. We have 3,200. So you could have a Daniel Defense. You could have a Daniel Defense Mark 18. I think that's a great rifle. Everybody who has one will be super happy, very popular. You want to be mil spec. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. But if you wanted to go to the next level and spend a lot more money, and if you train properly or want to have the best tool for training or taking classes, you can't go wrong with a Geissele rifle. This is the next level compare for those 4 or 5 firearms that I have. But let's talk about this one, Geissele Super Duty rifle. This is a complete rifle that you can purchase. You can also purchase the upper separately completely and the lower. This one is a little bit of older model, so don't ding me on that. You can't have all the brand new things all the time, but this is a beast as well. You're looking at a 14.5 pin muzzle device. Complete rifle is about $23.72, so $2,372 on the Geissele website. You have a AR-15 Geissele Precision mount for the scope, 30mm mount. This one was about $360, and it's got a dive board built in there, so you could add a red dot to this one if you wanted to. The scope itself no longer for sale. This was a Geissele branded scope 1-6 26mm. I believe at the time they were about $1,075, and I'm not gonna count the light, even though this is a little surefire mini scout, but we're not gonna count that because we haven't been counting lights on the other build. A set of Pro Embers fixed sights again, front and rear, for another 200 bucks. And what else do I have on this one? QD mount, which I'm not going to count, but ambidextrous, semi-ambidextrous controls, and B5 stocks, which came with the rifle. So you're looking at a $4,007 before taxes. After taxes, $4,337. So $4,300 rifle. So the question is it worth, with the, of course, the Super Geissele SSA trigger? The question is it better to buy a complete rifle like this, or build one from scratch like I did on this one? My answer is it depends. What is your answer? Put it on the comment and let me know if you rather build versus buy. Why do I say it depends? Because if you're really wanting some specific components, something that you've decided you wanted to adopt because you've been training or tried it out or you've been wanting that from whatever because they look cool, building your rifle and assembling it with the components that you really want is the right approach. However, if you don't do proper research, you may spend more money and not have a great result, a great product, especially if you don't assemble it, if you don't assemble it properly like that. You have to be able to put it together so that it can be reliable and last you a while and not cause any injuries, of course. But if you want something specific, it's always better to do it yourself. However, if you're gonna be in the $2,000 budget like this one, you may as well look at a good solution like a Daniel Defense Mark 18. Let me grab it. Upper, $1,500, and a good lower, maybe another $300. $1,800, you will have a nice setup. However, for this build, I went on the cheaper route because for $1,900, I still managed to have all the components that I want for the rifle, a good set of optics because Primary Arms makes pretty good optics, and a red dot. So I think this is the differentiator. My price point for this particular build allowed me to have the good rifle, which has good components. The Bloodline, Rosco Bloodlines, secret sauce, I think are very good. Of course, I don't have thousands and thousands of rounds through the firearm, but I think it's a good product. Good basis, optics, good cheek weld on my stuff which is what I wanted. And when I mount my Surefire suppressor, it fits almost like a perfect unit. However, my rails are a little tight, so I have to really play to release the suppressor. But my point is, building it yourself allow you to have exactly what you want if you know what you're doing. You do your research properly, then you'll know what price point you'll end up at. And if that price point is close to a better quality branded rifle that exists out there that you think will give you better status when you show up, because you can stand behind the warranty, the reliability, and the reputation of another company that specializes in building rifles, and you can have a great rifle. But if you're on the budget, you can also just default to a good solid platform that's not the fanciest, but that will get the job done. So I would like to know in the comments, do you think it's better to build versus buy? What is your preference and what do you tend to do? Do you tend to buy your rifles or do you tend to build them together? I appreciate you watching. Thanks for signing up. If you wanted to support me, there's only one thing to do. I've started an FFL. I'm an FFL SOT, easybtactical.com. The website is coming up, but I'm selling to gun broker or directly. So if you wanted to get your next gun, shoot me an email. My contact will be in the description of the video, and I can help you find that next firearm that you're looking for. Or if you have any questions, or if you're in the Houston, Texas area, and you want me to showcase your collection, because I'm gonna try to do that more now, showcase other people's firearms, let me know if you're interested to be featured. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, share the video.